Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 Soviet destroyer, Kiev. It has 6 main guns, 10 torpedoes, 16 AA guns, surface detection of 8.7 kilometers, top speed 42.5 knots, total health 15,800. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main battery and propulsion, better main gun accuracy, faster rudder shift, and for my commander, situation awareness, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, superintendent, and advanced firing training. We are on Land of Fire, and we're trying to capture C before the enemy gets in range. This is very, very, very dangerous, but the Soviet destroyer is so fast. Oh, we're spotted already. We use smoke to try and hide and see how long we can stay here. Someone fires immediately, but they didn't have the accuracy, and we avoid the round. Now we're going to sit here, see if we can capture. We have these nice rocks in the way that are preventing the enemy from sending torpedoes directly at me. Enemy Omaha is spotted by allies, so we can engage him as he's moving, and he's blind firing. Not anywhere near me. Well, it is near me, but it's not quite on target. And we're getting really good damage with HE. He's angled. Wouldn't use anything other than HE at this point. We're hoping for another fire. We would love for him to burn and to die. But we don't see him anymore. Allies, oh, they pick him back up. We send out more rounds. And we still have not cashed in those shell hits. They're still ticking up. We get another fire, and he is not able to put this one out. We have an enemy destroyer who is sending torpedoes, and we're going to have to just absorb this one. Oh, very close. Very close. Soviet destroyers sent those torpedoes. There's a little invisible barrier just above these rocks, so you can't actually fire directly what you see. Yeah, we're able to clip them just barely. They knock out our propulsion, but we are able to use damage control. The enemy sent torpedoes. They didn't reach us. We're going to send ours, see if we can reach him. And there's friendly torpedoes everywhere. We're just trying to escape. And we gave up C. Right now, they're trying to recapture it from us. But this enemy destroyer is going to run right into my torpedoes. Can he avoid them? No, he cannot. And he's taken out. But they take out my propulsion. I cannot repair it at all. And we're basically dead in the water with a couple allies around us to help us fire on that enemy cruiser. They have completely left C, so C is within our control. But this isn't looking good for me. I have to wait 20 seconds. They knock out one of my back turrets, so it's only the front guns. We're going to try our best to kill him before he kills us. And friendlies are rushing in. They see the opening. We can take out this enemy cruiser, and then we can move on to dominate the map. But am I going to make it? 1 second. Come on. And I'm taken out by the enemy just as damage control comes back up. Friendlies were able to take out the enemy, but we were just dead in the water. We couldn't do anything. I really do think I need to get last stand on pretty much every ship that could potentially have their propulsion knocked out relatively easy. But wait! That is not the only replay for today. We are on the map Strait, and same build, same modules, just a day later. We're headed for A. Again, very aggressively moving into position to dominate the objective at the beginning of the match. I am considering swapping last stand, but that is for another time. For this time, we need to remain a kilometer away from the enemy. There is 2 enemy destroyers that we do not see, so there might be one out there. And I'm trying to capture A as quickly as I can. I have an ally who is assisting. And because we did this, we should have an advantage right off the bat. If no one gets any kills, we should win this game. But obviously, that's not going to happen. Enemy moves just within to spot us. And we hold our fire. Hopefully we can move out of range. I tell my teammates, well, I was considering telling my teammates that I felt like there was an enemy destroyer somewhere close. There's no reason I should be spotted at this point. I have not fired. Until now, I just extended the detection of the ship. Everyone should be able to spot me. And it's fired on a Nuremberg. The Nuremberg is the Tier 6 German cruiser. It has great guns, great rate of fire, but terrible, terrible armor, and these destroyer guns rip it to shreds. High rate of fire, high damage potential. It's just very scary if he can get good shots on it. He tries to run away a little bit. He's going to run right into that island if he doesn't turn, so he has to show his side. This is ideal. We are making a break for it, and yep, there's the destroyer that was spotting us earlier before we fired our guns. The Nürnberg is back to broadside. Easy target. We're going to fire as often as we can. I don't care that I'm spotted at this point. We just want to get damage. 1,200 points of damage with one salvo. We get another fire, another 1,200 points of damage, and he is pretty much dead. We take out propulsion. Big 2,500. And man, it feels crappy being in these German cruisers and being this vulnerable to enemy fire. The velocity of these vessels is not quite as high as it should be for how fragile they are. And he burns down. We get a bonus for defending the base, but honestly, he was never going to capture. And we switch right to the Omaha. The Omaha is also low, so we aim relatively low on the hull, and we scale it up just a little bit as he's moving away slightly. We maybe have 1 or 2 salvos, and we got to peek a little bit. Nope, won't get it high enough. If we were in a U.S. destroyer, we could fire on this target because the arc of the shells is much greater than the Soviet destroyers. Now, the Soviet destroyers have much better velocity, so it would be easier to hit the target, and still not enough ground. Finally, we get out from behind the island and the friendlies kill off the target. But, conveniently, an enemy frigate shows up. He's firing on our position. Not going to have a lot of success. He needs to get a little bit closer. Us, on the other hand, easy. We have way better velocity in our guns. We actually destroy one of his front guns. And we're just chipping away at him. Every salvo he's doing, he only has access to his front gun at this point. Until right about now. Oh, we get a big shot. 3,600 points of damage. We shoot down something and we finish him off with a friendly salvo to help us out. And we're going to capture B. At least we're going to try to. We got moved out of B just a little bit, but we're coming back in. And in general, this game's nearly over already. And the strategy that we chose to employ is nearly identical. Very aggressive towards the objective. We were a little bit less vulnerable compared to Land of Fire. But I think one of the most important things is the strategy that I'm employing right now on my Soviet destroyers relies on a little bit of luck to not have modules get knocked out. I am really, truly considering swapping to Last Stand. I would give up range on my Soviet destroyers, but I would not be vulnerable to propulsion and steering being knocked out. I would have survived in that exact scenario that I showed off, and we would have had a dominant position. We could transition to more kills. We could transition to B capture. Propulsion gets knocked out with a stray round from this enemy cruiser. I don't think we took damage. If we did, very minimal. And we're trying to move away from the island so we can fire on him. We're still not away from it. It's one of those things. Velocity's great, but objects in the way make it harder to shoot over. And the Cleveland really wants us. He's really aggressively going for us. I don't believe he knows about the torpedoes until just now. Anytime you see an enemy focusing so much on you or a friendly, and they're kind of ignoring the torpedoes, try and bait them to continue that process, and he takes one to the nose. I don't believe he has damage control, or he would have used it. Finally, he uses it. You notice that that fire didn't stick, and everything disappeared off the hull. So he's going to be immune for probably one more salvo, and then fires will stick on the target. And yep, that one stuck. Okay, so now we got to just try and spread the fire. Another fire. Great. 2 fires on a cruiser. He's basically dead. That friendly torpedo is not going to hit him. And look how fast this game has gone. 3 bases to 0. If we get this guy, it's very close to finishing the game. No! 5 points left. We need to find another kill. I don't think we're going to get a kill in time unless some stray bullet happens. I think we're just going to cap out. We're going to switch to the New Mexico. Find very little success at this point. The game is so over. But I just wanted to share these 2 games. One, super aggressive. However, We had the island in the way to help us out, plus smoke. And the enemy gets a kill, so we can continue this. But we're just long range on the New Mexico. Aggressively getting objectives really puts pressure on the enemy to react. And I really think Soviet destroyers are fantastic for that. I am considering Last Stand. I'm probably going to go Last Stand. And I'll be able to share replays with you and see how much success I get. I am giving up probably 1 to 2 kilometers. But Last Stand is just so powerful. I think it's the best tier 4. And you might see me convert more of my ships to that particular skill. 2 kills, 5 base defense, 1749 base XP, not bad. Somewhere in the realm of 45,000 points of damage. I hope you enjoyed both of these games. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.